first of all, let's ask you, when you have a quarterback like you're facing this week, do you guys have to do anything on the defensive line? Do you maybe attack less and try and fill a hole?
Well, I think you change your point of emphasis on the quarterback in that this is truly a great athlete. So you talk about quarterback points, which means, I'd rather have him in the pocket, to be honest, than running down the football field. He's deadly when he runs down there. And you also, I great respect, they protect the quarterback well. They haven't given up a sack. So instead of sacks, you're talking about ball disruptions, getting your hands up, maybe get a tip ball, those kind of things.
Is this one of those where you can't just tell them on third down, pin your ears back and go?
You definitely cannot.
Stay your lane.
Yeah. One of the things we do each week is study the scrambles, and obviously this young man can really scramble. So he's, whether it's quarterback draw or scramble, he's very, very effective. So it's something we're highly aware of.
Is he unique in his acceleration? It seems once you get out of the pocket, he kind of hits top end speed.
Yeah, I tell you, he's scary. He really is. He's when you think of quarterbacks and their speed, a lot of quarterbacks are potentially dangerous. This guy's very dangerous because he has great speed.
Is Jock going to be able to help you there with contain it all?
Yeah, we anticipate, Jock being a nice shot in the arm for us to give us some, to be honest, some little burst of energy, some fresh legs, some juice. So yeah, we're excited about having him back.
In their run game, when they run a lot of times, they even use a draw. Do you have to tell your linemen maybe not to get upfield quite as much, or does that change when you're looking at the run game as well?
Well, when you analyze their run game, they have a lot of sets and different looks, but it boils down to it's a traditional run game. So you got to defend the run as you would always do. But I think what's real key with these guys is you have to be able to convert on pass. We have to get some pressure and yet maintain our quarterback points.
How's Corey Vereen progressed?
Doing good.
Is that something you can really even count on?
When they tell me he's ready to go, we'll put him in.
The progression of guys like Salisbury and O'Brien, sort of the other younger defensive tackles, are they still coming along at a pace that you like?
They are. I think Salisbury's playing quite a bit in passing situations, and so I think he's given us good reps there. But O'Brien continues to progress, where he'll be an early down player, I believe. So I really like them. As we get through the season, we know the grind of this season and the schedule, and that I'm hoping that we can continue to develop our depth and get more guys on the field. We've been fortunate. We played a lot of guys at this point. Just got to continue to be able to do that.
Are there any other guys, like Rick Clark, anybody else, if that becomes an issue there, guys that you feel like could?
Well, the two freshmen, Carr and Miller, that are playing in games, they're on the cusp. They're being trained, and obviously wanting to get them in and get them some game experience. Down the line, if they need to be in there, then we want them to be ready to go.
You guys kind of talk about what Daniel Hood's been able to do this year.
Yeah, Daniel Hood, he's been the rock for us, to be honest. He has been stable, highly intelligent, given us great leadership. Model of consistency. A lot of the players are still up and down, where Hood is just really consistent. He's kind of the field general. He's a very intelligent young man. We talk in terms of level 2 football, which is ID and back sets, recognize and run pass, all those type things. He's one of the few right now in the process that can do that.
Can you talk about Daniel McCullers and how you continue to try to motivate him? We were talking to Coach Jancic about that, and just to keep him coming along with some big plays.
Yeah, it's a process. Starting from camp, Big Dan was identified by Coach Jones as he'll take us as far as we can get. So it's a work in progress. He's a very conscientious young man. He listens. So we're just going to continue to grind away until he gets where we need to be.
How much of a rust factor is there with Smith coming back?
I'm sorry, one more time.
How much of a rust factor is there with Smith coming back?
There's a rust factor. I think all these young men, when they come off and they haven't been on the field for a few weeks, they think they're just going to jump out there and it's going to be smooth, and it's not. So he's experienced rust factor. But that's why it was great that we had him early in the week practicing. You can knock some of that rust off.
You guys beat some teams in Cincinnati that maybe people didn't pick you to beat. Do you have one or two upset kind of memories that stick out to you from that time? And then what did you guys do to pull those off?
Well, I think it's Butch Jones football. It's like Virginia Tech last year. I think at Cincinnati, nobody gave us a chance to win. It goes to the fourth quarter, and it's a thing. You go to the bowl game when I was able to do that. It was the same thing. We were behind, so it's a mental toughness. That it's the winning edge is just to keep grinding. Don't get your head down. What was great about last week's game was they scored right before half. Could have been a momentum swing. I thought our kids in the locker room, nobody panicked, nobody was out of shape or been out of shape. So it was just like, hey, let's just go back out there and do what we do. So I think it's a mindset.
Did you guys draw confidence from knowing you've done it?
Yeah, I think nobody wants what happened to us to happen before the first half. but it was a great learning experience. And nobody flinched, nobody was panicking. Everybody was just saying, hey, we're in good shape, let's just go out and keep grinding.
Coach, I apologize.
That's okay.
Repeat, but how do you handle substitutions on Saturday? I mean, have you guys been working on anything, or just getting guys prepared?
This coming Saturday?
Yeah, just getting guys prepared.
Well, yeah. I mean, this team presents a special problem in that they try to go fast and not allow you to substitute. So you have to be careful when you substitute. In our work this week, we trained for extended drives because you will get caught out there for an extended drive. But we're still going to try to substitute as much as possible. You know, there's situations when you can substitute.
2 more.
What do you think about that Oregon offensive line? I know that those, they're not maybe as big as a lot of teams have seen down here, but they seem to be really mobile and a big part.
They're very mobile and athletic. The Fisher, the left tackle, I actually know that young man. I think he's really a good football player. The center is really experienced and a tough guy. So I got great respect for their offense. When you put up their numbers and you're not giving up any sacks and all the things they're doing, they're pretty good.
How unique are they schematically? I know the center pulls a lot for them. I'm not a football expert, but you don't see that very often.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think that's earth-shattering. A lot of people do that. What's earth-shattering is that they have intricate quarterback reads where they will read a defensive tackle or they will read a linebacker to the quarterback. So if you're not sitting there playing the quarterback, he's going to take it right up the middle. So I think the uniqueness of the running game is not the power and the sweep and the outside zone, all those things that we see. It's those intricate quarterback reads within that system.